We're on Jazz Street with Isaiah J. Thompson. Isaiah, welcome to Rochester.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
So, to talk about your most recent release, because it's really a great combination of our culture, our history through jazz, but with a spiritual aspect to it.
Sure, yeah. The last recording we did was on Mack Avenue Records, entitled The Book of Isaiah, Modern Jazz Ministry. It's a suite of music entitled The Book of Isaiah. I was walking around with a name that I hadn't read. I was like, I should probably read it. After I read it, just kind of coming to understand who the Lord was. Just very grateful for that. And just talking about my relationship with faith through the music.
So Isaiah, talk about that. So what inspired you to start playing, and who inspired you to keep playing?
Sure. I mean, I was lucky. Like, I'm from New Jersey, and I was around Jazz House Kids was a big part of my upbringing, with Melissa Walker and her husband Christian McBride having a program. So I was around a lot of jazz musicians, young and old, and so I realized I had a lot of work to do from a young age. So I was super excited to be around them, and just kept on going. And I got to be around a lot of my peers at Juilliard and all the places, and you start to see all the same people over and over again.
Talk about Jazz House Kids and its impact, because so many kids have been really introduced to jazz and its culture through Jazz House Kids.
Yeah, I really can't say enough about that. I kind of had an understanding about jazz. Someone said this to me. A lot of times we find jazz is in the history, but not it's not in the culture. And so it's a hard time it can be difficult to figure that out. So sometimes you realize, okay, I've heard of jazz. I know it's something I should be checking out. But because it's not part of the culture, it's hard to find. So Jazz House Kids does such a great job of introducing it to a lot of people that maybe heard of it, but didn't know where to start. Right. And so I was just so lucky, like I said, to be around so many musicians my age, and we all ended up in the same place, in the same schools, and we play together, knowing them since I was 11 to now. So
that's it. So how do we continue to present this music to the next generation of ones who want to learn about jazz but just don't know how or where to start or where to go?
Sure. Yeah. For me, I start with trying to be the same person on and off stage. So if I'm playing for you, come to the show and you want to talk to me after or before, it should be the same person. It's more about the humanity of the thing. But at the same time, people always find it. I don't know what it is. It's like, it's something special about the music where there's always somebody else. I'm lucky enough to I teach at Juilliard, now I'm like older. I'm realizing like, wow, there's people younger than me, and I'm talking to them about the music, and there's always people that are going to find it wherever in the world, all over the world. So that's special.
So that said, so now we live in a world, obviously, with social media and with YouTube and things like that people can access the music, learn it, but may not understand the culture behind it. So how do you bridge that?
Sure, yeah. I think just talking about it is super important, because sometimes we assume things, right? So yeah, like you said, in this age where you can find a lot of things online, meaning is super important. Like, what is the blues? Like, what does that actually mean, right? So we're playing the notes, but we're playing all these notes and we're not getting to the root of the feeling. So sometimes it's important for someone to say, hey, the blues is more than a scale. It's not a scale. It's not a chord, right? It's a feeling. Now try to figure out how to play that feeling. Yeah.
So last question, what have you been checking out for music these days?
Oh man, so much. Preparing for the last recording we did, just looking at all the jazz musicians that use their faith, we'll use jazz to talk about their faith. People, John Coltrane, Mary Lou Williams, Duke Ellington, so many people like that. So for the last few years, I've just been doing a deep dive into those musicians specifically, yeah.
Can't wait to check it out tonight.
Absolutely, see how I do.